Hello Internet and welcome to Bazzle Spot Live. We are back. We're using this funny, strange tree-themed team again, and I hope you've enjoyed watching, the video so far with it, because it's definitely an interesting team. It's definitely different. It's not normal, you could say, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So we'll jump onto the ladder, and pick some different music, whatever. I don't really care what we have. You know, I find it really distracting listening to music, actually, during the game. Some people, you see, like, at the events, they'll wear headphones or earphones, whatever, listening to the music and the in-game sounds. I don't like that. Maybe I'm just superstitious or something, but I don't really like listening to the in-game sounds. So even when I'm recording now, I'm, like, turning the volume down on my computer so I actually can't hear it. So, either way, this chap in front of us, from Japan, it looks like, has got another one of these Drifblim themed teams, but this one's got like a Trick Room option potentially if Nihiligo's got Trick Room too, so interesting, different I guess too, but how are we going to deal with it? Well, I think Smeargle does look very nice here, but Nihiligo is really something that we need to watch out for. Yeah, this Nihiligo could be an issue, I suppose. I mean, this is really interesting, like actually getting to do battles on Battle Spot with this team as opposed to Showdown, to really test it against other stuff. Stuff that you don't normally find on Showdown so much. So Smeargle and like Smeargle Circuitry is really just the way that I tend to go with this. So we'll go with the same, but we do need to watch out for Nihiligo. I'm going to go with Arcanine, because it kind of helps with Buzzwole too, and Intimidate for the Snorlax. And I think we'll go with Tapu Lele as well. Yeah, I think so. It does mean that, I don't know, Snorlax, maybe Snorlax is like, I never really think Snorlax is too much of an issue for this team, but maybe it is. I don't have any fighting attacks on it. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if the Snorlax gives us any issues now, won't we? So let's see who we get. They normally do lead with Tapu Lele. Okay, so we've got Tapu Lele and Drifblim. So I was wondering if they would go with Drifblim just because, I've got Circuitry. But again, we're in the position where we don't know the speeds. Obviously, the Drifblim is going to be faster than everything. On Shoma's team, the original, I suppose you can say original version of this team, the Tapu Lele was slow, and looking at how sort of Trick Roomy the rest of the team is, maybe I can make the assumption this Tapu Lele is slow. And if I can make that assumption, I can go for a Fake Out into the Tapu Lele and go for a Tail Glow. Tapu Lele might protect if it isn't choice locked. The original had choice specs on it. If this Tapu Lele is faster, then, whoops, I'm either losing my Circuitry or I'm maybe being taunted, but he's gone for the, okay, so I think we are faster than this Tapu Lele. He's gone for the Will-O-Wisp into the Smeargle. Drifblim, if it hasn't got Acrobatics, the only way it can actually touch Smeargle is with Will-O-Wisp. So, I guess it just wanted to break my sash there. But that's not so bad for us at all, actually, because we do learn that we're faster than the Tapu Lele. I did already make that assumption. It was a very risky assumption to make, but it has been made. And now I'm just going to Spore into the Drifblim and Thunderbolt into the Tapu Lele. Yeah, because it hasn't got a guaranteed sleep turn. I do want to not mess around with it. I want to make sure I do take care of it. So Tapu Lele, it tried to protect there. That wasn't a speed type because Smeargle and Circuitry are different speeds, and Smeargle was faster than everything. So Thunderbolt and going to sleep. So I do believe he got a Tailwind up there, didn't he? But Drifblim is going to be asleep next turn. So interesting how his team did look a little bit kind of Trick Roomy, but now he's gone for a Tailwind. He's gone for a different option. I don't think there was a Garchomp, was there, on Team Preview? Because Garchomp is really the kind of thing that gives this the real mind games of Tectonic Rage or Earthquake. Nihilego comes in, though. Okay, well, Nihilego can't one-shot Xurkitree, but it can one-shot Smeargle. I have got Arcanine and Tapu Lele in the back, and he did get his Tailwind. So, what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to go for a Spore into the Nihilego and a Thunderbolt into the Nihilego. If he targets my Xurkitree, then it's going to sleep. I think he should target the Smeargle, in which case, you know, a Follow Me would be useless anyway, really. Yeah, so he's going to get a Beast Boost here, and that is really the only potential worry, I guess. But this is a +4 Thunderbolt, but I'm thinking this is going to do about 80%. That's my guess. Oh, actually take it down to its sash. So, there we go. I'll take that. The Beast Boost does mean that, well, it does mean, I don't think, like, this is an Assault Vest Arcanine. I don't think it can take me out, even with a +1 Power Gem. I don't think. Obviously, I can't Extreme Speed because we're in Psychic Terrain. But what do we do here? What actually do we do here? Psychic Terrain's 2 more turns as well. Because this Nihilego can really just start plowing through everything now. So what could he potentially have in the back? Potentially... Well, we've got Lele in the back, so if it's Buzzwole, that's not a problem. It's probably Snorlax. I guess worst case scenario is Snorlax. I'm actually just going to go for a Heat Wave and... Well, not a Heat Wave. A Snarl, because it's more accurate. And Dazzling Gleam. And we'll see what happens. Nihilego has to target one of these Pokemon. Is this Snorlax? Oh, it's Buzzwole coming in, actually. Okay, so a Heat Wave would have been quite nice here. But, if we get it off. I'm thinking I should survive this. Yeah, we do. Good. So, we're Snarling, and we do hit the Nihilego. Good, so that 5% doesn't rear its ugly head. And, again, a Heat Wave would have been nice there, but actually, what am I talking about? Because I am Dazzling Gleaming too. So, yeah, that kind of covered my bases, I guess. I mean, worst case scenario was he did have Snorlax in the back. So we've actually started this one with a win, which is quite nice. Xurkitree is at +5 now, I believe. So, yeah, this is pretty good. Like, I've been doing a few games with this, you know, on BattleSpot, you know, not recording and everything too. And I do feel like when I lose, it's to, you know, really stupid bouts of bad luck. Like, you know, maybe a couple of, well, you know, discharge paralysis and full paralysis on the Spore, you know, which is what happened, you know, a little while ago to me. But, you know, just stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like this team has got some promise in it. I think it has got some potential. But, it's not the finished piece right now. It is weak to a few things. Tapu Koko, so yeah, so we've stumbled into reflection part of the week now. So I do feel like Tapu Koko does give this team a few problems. And what else gives this team problems? I don't know. I guess just in general, I need information to play them, because like in that game, I made the assumption that his Tapu Lele was slower. But if it was faster, I probably would have lost the game there and then. Either it would have knocked out my Xurkitree turn 1, or it could have potentially taunted my Smeargle too. So, information is huge in this. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see who we get next. We'll see what they've got, and we'll see if we win or lose. If we lose, then maybe we'll learn something. If we win, then we'll just feel that bit more smug, won't we? So I don't know. I mean, it's been going all right so far, I suppose. And yeah. And when I say all right so far, I mean like we've been sort of breaking even on games. Well, actually, we have won a few more than we've lost, haven't we? But I don't know. The losses are inevitable, I suppose. This team is again very new, but I don't know. It's apparently struggling to find an opponent, but hopefully, you know, was magic. Some opponent will appear in front of us. Hopefully, at some point. Fingers crossed. I don't know. So I don't know. Trevenant, as you know, I do like the double tree thing, like, you know, Zerka tree and Trevenant. Trevenant is probably the thing that I use least though. So I don't know if I could swap that for something. Like, if I was going to swap Trevenant, I'd want it to be something green though. I'd want it to be something that would add some color and you know, because I like having my colorful teams, but I don't know. Let's hopefully this finds an opponent for us now. Yep, championship battle. I suppose, what time is it? I suppose it's not. I suppose it's getting on a little bit. It's not that late here in the UK. So I don't know. Here we go then. Searchy, searchy, search. Let's look and put some different music on. That's the one we picked, wasn't it? Yes, I mean, obviously you can see that this team is a lot more typically my style, I guess. I mean, I suppose one thing that is maybe a bit of an issue with this team is that there isn't really anything on this team that's really fast. And normally with sort of offensive, you know, momentum-based, you could say, teams like this, there's normally something really fast that can put pressure on and get momentum and everything straight away. You know, with Zerka tree teams, sometimes you see Aerodactyl, you know, for example, which can wide guard and, you know, sky drop and all that sort of stuff for support as well, and very fast too. We find someone with a very, very high rating from Japan, actually, so I'd love to steal some of your points. This guy has got a Trick Room team with 2 potential exploders, so this is interesting. Well, I'm definitely going to go with Smeargle. I need to stop him getting his Trick Room up, because if he does get Trick Room, I'm not in a good position. Actually, looking at this, Trevenant looks okay. Trevenant does look okay. But we definitely need to lead with Smeargle. Smeargle and... Ooh, how is he going to do this? Like, he's either going to go with... Like, I think he's got to lead with Oranguru, but he's either going to go with Hariyama or the Still Valley, I would guess. Maybe not the Metagross. Just because I've got the Arcanine. So, Smeargle stops maybe the Fake Out, but then how do we stop the explosion? Well, we don't really, do we? Unless we Spore or something. This is a bit tricky, actually. I'm going to go with Trevenant and Zerka tree. And Milotic. This seems really strange for a hard Trick Room team, because my Milotic is Choice Scarfed, which you may or may not know because I hardly use it. So maybe you need to look into that as well. But I don't know. This is interesting. Like, this guy's got a high rating, so he clearly knows how to you know, play the team. And if I was using, you know, my Sheffield team, my hard Trick Room team against this team, I would think, ooh, it's actually gone with both exploders. I would think, okay, Metagross Choice Band, Choice Scarf. Okay. I would think as long as I get Trick Room up, I'm okay. So Band and Scarf, well, that is definitely interesting. So we're probably not going to get any explosions here because Trevenant is out. So I am going to Spore the Metagross and go for a Z Forest Curse into the Smeargle. I mean, worst case scenario, the Silvally is actually special, and it's got like Flamethrower and Ice Beam, I suppose. Still gonna do this though. So, ooh, okay, so it has got Flamethrower. No burn, which is nice. And we do put the Metagross to sleep. That is choice banded, we need to remember. So when that wakes up, it's gonna do some damage. Yeah, Flamethrower didn't do too much. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna get all of our boosts here. Trevenant will be faster than Metagross after this, but I'm gonna say that it won't be able to one-shot the Metagross with Shadow Claw. But maybe we need to try. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna Spore the Silvally. Or I could go for a Follow Me. Like that would be safer, wouldn't it? Or maybe a Spore and a Protect. I guess too. Or do we just do we make the risky move and do we just try and attack here? I think we do. Gonna Shadow Claw the Metagross. So the Silvally Flamethrowers, the Smeargle this time. Okay. So that's going to get a guaranteed sleep turn next turn. We are going to get this Shadow Claw off onto the Metagross. You know, it is a raised critical hit chance, so a nice critical hit would be nice, wouldn't it? Being nice and all. But no. And oh, he stays asleep. Okay, good. Phew. So that's that. That is indeed that. Silvally, guaranteed sleep turn. Metagross can't protect because it's choice banded. So he has got his Oranguru, which could come in on a Shadow Claw potentially. But then we'll just get put to sleep with Spore, won't it? So what do we do here? I think we Spore into the Silvally and just Shadow Claw into the Metagross. It's safe for the Metagross. I've risked that enough. I've risked the 1 in 3 wake up there enough. This might be a Oranguru coming in. It is, yeah. So I did kind of call that, but like I was saying, as long as the Silvally doesn't get the first turn wake, we should just be able to put it to sleep. And I think that's what he's banking on here. So yeah, so I am going to try and Spore into the Oranguru, and now I am going to Horn Leech into the Silvally. So hopefully still, you know, again, we're again risking the wakes here, aren't we? But again, he doesn't get a first turn wake. Oranguru doesn't normally have Lumberry or Chesto Berry, so, you know, at least the Trick Room is denied for the moment. Yeah, that's a nice chunk, and that should get us a nice chunk of health back as well. So Trevenant doing some work. Nice. Oranguru fast asleep, which is good. Because that is locked into Flamethrower, I'm going to put Xurkitree in, because it shouldn't take too much, and it does give us a massive hit for the Oranguru too, because the Oranguru, again, can wake up first turn now, and I need to make sure that if it doesn't wake up this turn, I can knock it out the next turn. So Smeargle's coming in. Smeargle also means I've got Fake Out Pressure if he does get Trick Room, and I can Follow Me and do all that sort of stuff too. Flamethrower is going into, what was the Smeargle? So I did say that wouldn't do too much damage, and it doesn't do, so that's alright. So Silvally is showing to be a little bit of a wet lemon really at the moment, not really doing too much damage. Oranguru does wake up though, and Trick Rooms. So this is where things are going to potentially get tricky. So the Mudsdale. Well, Trevenant doesn't really mind too much for Mudsdale. Like, this Trevenant is in a really good position, actually, just looking at the rest of his team. So, I mean, he can instruct a Flamethrower before the Silvally goes down if he really wanted to, but I think I'm just going to go for a Thunderbolt into the Silvally and a Horn Leech into the Oranguru. I mean, the worst case scenario is if he just lets his Silvally go down here and he protects with his Oranguru. So the Oranguru's going back for the Metagross, okay. So now Metagross is going to be the slowest thing, and it has got a 50-50 chance to wake up next turn. So, I guess, yeah, I do indeed guess. I guess the Metagross, because it is Choice Banded, thanks to the Frisk, we know that. That is really the biggest threat to the Trevenant, isn't it? So it is the Oranguru that comes back in. And, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Dazzling Gleam here and protect the Trevenant. If the Metagross wakes up and it targets the Xurkitree with, like, you know, 2 Instructed Earthquakes or something, knocks out the Xurkitree, Smeargle will be able to come in next turn and Fake Out and do stuff like that too. Ooh, he's got Swagger! Ooh, so he does recognise that my Trevenant is the problem here and tries to Swagger my Trevenant. Wow, okay. And, yeah, Dazzling Gleam does actually knock the Metagross out there. I was thinking for a moment, this is going to knock it out, isn't it? But, yes, it does. But now, he's going to bring in his proper Trick Room Sweeper. So either maybe the Araquanid or the Mudsdale. It is the Araquanid. Okay, so he's probably going to do his Z move into the Xurkitree and just try and Swagger the Trevenant, I guess. That's really the best he can do, I suppose. He's got 2 turns of Trick Room left as well. We've got Milotic in the back too. Okay, well, Smeargle and Xurkitree are both very important here. So I'm going to switch Xurkitree into Milotic. Arcanine would have been better in hindsight, I suppose. And with Trevenant, I will try and Horn Leech the Oranguru, because out of Trick Room, Araquanid just loses to, you know, Xurkitree and Smeargle and everything. So if I can knock out this Oranguru, then I'll be alright. So it's got Surf, actually. It's just going to be like an Instructed Surf. I mean, Trevenant does resist this, and it is a +1 too. So I do feel like he probably has to try and Swagger my Trevenant still. Oh no, he's just Instructing. Okay, so Trevenant actually doing some massive business deals here. Yeah, Trevenant has been a real star for this. So, you know, I'm pretty sure I was just saying, you know, Trevenant is the Pokemon that I would swap out because, you know, it's the one that I use least and blah, 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 but I would want something green to replace it. Trevenant just making me wash my mouth out here. Trevenant really, really, really just won me this game. It just won me this game. It really did. And the sort of favourable, you know, not waking up first turn rolls too. They helped too. But yeah, fantastic. It really doesn't matter what Milotic does here. Don't really want to. Let's go for an Ice Beam and a Forest Curse, just to be funny, into this Araquanid. I mean, he's probably going to forfeit here anyway, but no, he does. So we don't get a Forest Curse Ice Beam, unfortunately. But not that it would have done much damage, but it would have been cool to see. So that was a 4-0 on that guy that was rated very, very, very highly. So it just goes to show how you know, matchups are key in Pokemon VGC. So this whole week we have been doing 3 games per video. So I feel it would be quite rude of me to not do a 3rd game here, seeing as this is a very lovely day, isn't it? So why not? So and if we lose it, then we lose it. You know, at least we won the first 2, don't we? So let's see what we can do. Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I quite liked Butterfree as well, because people are so used to just sort of relying on Tapu Fini and Tapu Koko to like stop Spore and Sleep Powder and stuff like that. But if you can sort of deal with that, then Sleep is still a really good, you know, mechanic. It's still a really good way to go about a game. This guy has got a Metagross as well. Milotic does look okay here, just because he has got 2 Pokemon with Intimidate. But again, the Tapu Koko is an issue. Because this Milotic, it might be Scarfed, but it's not faster than Tapu Koko. You do need Milotic to be timid to outspeed Tapu Koko when Scarfed. So, if I led with Milotic, what could I do against his Tapu Koko? Good question. I mean, the thing is, I've got Bulldoze on his Arcanine, but I can't, like, protect and Bulldoze with Milotic. So what do we do? I think I am going to have a go with Milotic here. This is just a little bit of a punt, I suppose. I just want to see if it'll work out for us. And Smeargle, I think. Smeargle, Milotic, Tapu Lele, and Xurkitree, I do believe. I think these are the 4 we're going to go with. So we'll see if Milotic can actually do something. Because for everything that I was saying about Trevenant just then, I did do very well in that one last game, in that favourable matchup. But Milotic has not done too much for us, has it? So I suppose we haven't really seen many Garchomp. Now that is actually one thing that is a bit of a difference from on here to on Showdown. I've not seen many Garchomp on here. There's loads of Garchomp still on Showdown. So unfortunately, okay, yeah. So this isn't this is not good. This is not good at all. Because the Aerodactyl's probably got Taunt as well. So I'm going to bring in the Tapu Lele, and I'm going to go for a Scald into the Aerodactyl, because getting rid of the electric terrain means that Milotic should be able to take a Thunderbolt. Oh, okay. Well, that works. Kind of, I suppose. He's probably taunting the Smeargle then, I would guess. I mean, Tailwinding and bringing in Snorlax wouldn't really make too much sense, would it? Oh, Milotic's faster, so that's an Adamant Aerodactyl. And we get the burn on it too, okay. We'll see, okay, so it's a Rock Slide, and Milotic avoids too, okay. So Milotic doing the business now. And it goes down. I mean, in a way that's good, okay, I've knocked out Aerodactyl, it's not getting Tailwind up or anything like that. But also, he gets a free switch back into his Tapu Koko, which you would imagine will be coming out, yeah. So, I mean, that is one of the things, because he has got Koko and Aerodactyl on his team. Both have got the same base speeds, so either you would run one of them a little bit slower than the other one. So it looks like he did go with Adamant Aerodactyl there. So that's one Pokemon down. Smeargle and Xurkitree in the back. Like, and this Snorlax really can be an issue for us. Yeah, it really could be. But I'm going to double into the Koko, and this might seem strange, but oh, it's Volt switching. Oh, actually, don't take that. Is that Life Orb then, or Specs? Okay, I do have a little sneaky suspicion that might be Choice Specs then. Oh, that's Metagross coming in. That's not what we wanted to see. So, yeah, Moonblast will do nothing here. Xurkitree looks okay in this position, I suppose, but oh, Heavy Slam as well. So, wow, I'm down to my last Pokemon, and Smeargle cannot Spore right now. So, I think I've just lost this game. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I will have lost this game now. Unless, no, I mean Smeargle can't even protect this turn, can it? I mean, we'll go for a Fake Out into the We haven't seen any item on this Metagross, have we? Snorlax high horsepower won't knock out the Xurkitree. So we're going to go for a fake out into the Metagross and try and Tail Glow here and use his own electric terrain, hopefully. +3 electric terrain boosted Thunderbolt. I don't think we'll knock out Snorlax, but at least there's a somewhat of a chance. So fake out. Does probably like 2 damage. Tail Glow. So let's see then. What are you going to do, Snorlax? Just return. Okay. And that does good take us just below half. So we get our Citrus Berry here as well. So, okay. Okay. I mean, we've got to Thunderbolt here, but which one do we Thunderbolt? I think because the electric terrain... Okay, oh, we've got a few turns left, haven't we? Okay. I was going to say because it's going down, maybe we do need to start targeting the Snorlax, but... okay, so we target the Metagross with Follow Me. Smeargle goes down to its Sash. I mean, we are definitely going to go for a Follow Me here. And Xurkitree is going to Thunderbolt one of them. But I'm going to do it into Snorlax. +3 electric terrain boosted. Will it knock it out? Don't think it will. Oh, it does! Electric terrain. Okay, so... Oh wait, it has got Earthquake. And that'll probably knock me out. Ah, it knocks me out. That's unfortunate. So okay, so I should have just targeted. I should have gone for a Follow Me and a Thunderbolt into the Metagross there, and that would have been well. Smeargle would have gone down to its Sash. He would have lost his Metagross. Smeargle would have gone down to its Sash, and he would have Coco and Snorlax versus Xurkitree. I think I could have won from there because you know, he would have been inclined to go for Dazzling Gleams, I guess. I mean, maybe unless he had Bullet Punch. If he had Bullet Punch on Metagross, then he would have been able to have just knocked out my Smeargle with the Bullet Punch. So I think it was. I think that was winnable, but I just did not. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna not forfeit just because I want to see if he goes for a Bullet Punch, just because I'm curious. So we'll see. Okay, so no, I mean, doesn't tell me if he does or doesn't have Bullet Punch. Because he's got Earthquake, he probably doesn't have Bullet Punch. But yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, that's a poor way to finish the week, I guess. But you know, it doesn't really matter. I do feel like that was winnable. Yeah, because like if we had knocked out the Metagross, Smeargle would have gone down to the Sash. Next turn, I would have gone for a Wide Guard and a Thunderbolt into the Snorlax. If he did go for a Dazzling Gleam, which I do think he probably would have been inclined to do, then that would have been that, and I would have knocked out his Snorlax, and then, you know, it would have just been a Xurkitree left at, what, 60%, 65, whatever it was at. Definitely in range, you know, Thunderbolt at +5 or whatever it would have been, would have knocked out the Tapu Koko from there too. So I do feel like that was winnable, and I guess I just sort of didn't respect the fact that Metagross can Earthquake there, but, you know, that's that. Maybe I will in the future, and it's all a learning thing, isn't it? So there we go. But, you know, on the whole, we've played 9 games this week. We've won 2, 4, 6 of them, and we've lost 3 of them. So, you know, we've split it okay, I suppose, but it's not really a tournament winning percentage, that is it. But either way, I hope we've enjoyed it. I'm really happy with how much work Trevenant did today, actually. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this too. But thank you very much. Please subscribe. Please, you know, support my channel. I'm still here, after all. And goodbye for now.